Hi. Give me a second to find the feed. I'm gonna talk energy and auras and what's going on, what to expect with this energy that's coming. I'm real excited too. I live for certain energies, if you know me. Alright, let's see. I think I'm gonna put this in my Reiki card too. I'm clearly not doing my regular cards today. It's Sunday, so it's my day off. But I wanted to fit this in there because we have some crazy energy. I was just writing about it this morning and downloading on it, so I thought I'd go live and talk about it. We have some interesting things that play this month. So give it a second so some people can join and I'll get started. I want to talk about these energies and the effects that they're having on this earth and with this ascension, and then what it's doing to our body. Good morning. I'm doing my usual. We do family stuff on Sundays. I wanted to fit in a really quick feed though, because I want to talk about the energies and what's going on right now. We have, so I feel kind of like stuck. I was like making a joke about it, like I'm about to go live and I was like, oh, I can barely move in this energy. It'll be a great week. Kind of making a joke about it, like, oh, I can't wait to go live. Like it's feeling a little bit more dense, like heavier energy right now. So I put up an article this morning. I'm going to pull it up so I can reference it too, just so I don't forget anything. So I put up an article this morning about the frequencies and the solar flares that are hitting this planet. So we have a G1 storm right now, which is a pretty, weak geomagnetic energy hitting this planet as of yesterday and today. So you can really feel it. But we have this cloud that's headed towards the Earth, okay? We just had an eruption in the southern hemisphere, which sent a CME into space. We're going to expect this energy to hit on Wednesday, and it's pretty much going to rock the magnetic core of this planet. Now, when I try to, when I try to understand the Earth, I'm not going to get a good understanding trying to go look this stuff up on Google, because I found that science doesn't really have a good understanding of this planet and what's going on. I really have found that. So if I want to understand the Earth, I can understand the Earth as I would the human body. It's pretty similar. So all life on this planet has an aura. Someone wanted me to talk a little bit more about auras. I was like, perfect, this will fit into this week's energy. So all life on this planet, whether you're a plant, an animal, a person, you have an electromagnetic frequency around you. We usually refer to that as an aura around here, the energy that encompasses your physical body. So what this solar energy is doing is it is hitting this planet and it is weakening the Earth's electromagnetic field. You can think of that as an aura. So if that is happening to the Earth, it is having the same effect on your aura as well. So what happens if our aura becomes weak? Like, you can look at people with a lot of spiritual issues, and they usually get there because they have a very weak electromagnetic field around them, making them susceptible to anything getting through. That aura, that electromagnetic field around us, is a barrier. It is supposed to protect us from certain things. We also had a huge emphasis on negative entities. I'm going to be all over the place with this feed too. We have a big emphasis on negative entities with this Mercury retrograde. And, our aura protects us against psychic attacks, negative energies, negative entities, all types of things. That is a kind of a protection thing. So if our energy is becoming weakened from this energy, it's going to make us more susceptible to the energies coming in, right? I had to bring up the topic again. People just are like, they're real fast to say no to this. I say, does this mean we're going to have a pole shift? Because, the way I see probabilities with this energy hitting the planet, it just kind of put that probability back on the table. Do you guys think that we could see a pole shift in our lifetime? And I ask people that question, like my husband, and he thinks it's ludicrous, like that could never happen. But it has happened at the end of every cycle in the past, and it usually ties in with Ascension. Most notably, to survive a pole shift, it's said that the Mayans did, that they knew that when this when this cycle was about to end, that if they could keep their frequency high enough and in synchronicity with the earth, you know, synchronized with the earth, that they could survive a pole shift, that there was always a group of people that would survive that pole shift to start over in a lot of ways. We saw that with Atlantis. So, I think it's good to say that people don't really have a good understanding of this planet, how it works, what's really going to happen, where we're headed with this ascension. But I can tell you, as someone who is very energetically in sync and in alignment with these energies, that this past few months the storm cycles have been changing. We usually go through these very regular cycles, and we have, you know, our downtime, storm time, and it goes in this really kind of synchronized way, and it's changing. That this is our time to rest, and we're getting hit with solar energy. So you can see I keep saying that these storms are picking up intensity and changing in dynamic. Our entire storm system cycles that are upgrading us are intensifying. You're getting upgraded much more rapidly. You're getting hit with huge influxes of energy that are really affecting the physical body. Just as the earth is going through this and purging out any lower frequencies, so are we. If you want to know what's going on with the earth, just look at your own body and what you're feeling. We're always going to be feeling the same thing and be in complete sync with the earth. This brings me to topic point number 2. So we are seeing, we can map out those frequency rises with things like the Schumman resonance, which again, they don't have a really good idea of what they're even doing. I don't know why Russia's in charge of measuring this stuff either. I was thinking this morning of all of the space stations on the planet that could be monitoring this stuff, right? But they don't even really have a good understanding with that. But I can tell you that the Schumman resonance, the Earth's heartbeat, is the base of consciousness. It's the seat of consciousness. So as this Earth is raising its frequency and expanding, our consciousness is expanding, and it's changing our subconscious state, our programming, pretty much everything about us. It's bringing us to much more lucidity. As the frequencies go up, we're going to continue to awaken. Let's see. I have all sorts of fun topics, right? I have a lot to put in like one video. I'm doing my usual, right? So I'm putting out fun predictions for this storm. So we're getting hit with solar energy in our off time. We should be resting. If we were smart, people would be resting till Tuesday or Wednesday. It can make it hard. Like, I've been using the downtime like I usually do for dream work, and it's usually I have pretty good success with certain energies. Last night it just totally messed up my lucid dream work I was trying to do. I had a lot of sleep disturbances, so I could tell what was going on with the frequencies, which kind of sucked for me because I was trying to do some dream experimentation. It didn't work out so good with that energy last night. So the frequencies going up can interrupt our sleep. It can you know, affect our dream state too, the things we're dreaming about. So I have another interesting topic I want to shove in here. This narcissist label, okay? So I'm in my admin chat this morning talking with Brittany, and I just had this idea. Because you know that they started labeling ADHD was a new term. I don't know when they diagnosed that either. I don't care, but it's a recent term, right? It wasn't something that was being put on kids and slammed on kids as a label 100 years ago. So I was thinking about it, and I was like, so I had to Google, when did narcissistic personality disorder actually become an official diagnosis? I wanted a year on it because I had a theory on this. So I Google it, it became an official diagnosis in 1980. I was like bang on, right? Spot on, because I was thinking that they really reinforced this matrix before this second wave of starseeds came on this planet. You can look at the 70s and 80s, they began to restructure their psychological diagnosis, their medical systems, everything that they were doing with vaccines and everything. Doesn't it seem like it's amping up around here as, you know, higher and higher, souls from higher and higher levels of consciousness are hitting this planet? And so many people are not seeing these things for what they were. I was laughing about it. I said it's funny because they say narcissistic personality disorder. It's considered a personality disorder. And I'm thinking, we live in a world where they call dynamic entities personality disorder. Brittany brought up a really good point. She said that, you know, a narcissist is an empath's kryptonite. It really is, right? So we're seeing this was non-existent as a label until we came along, right? Because they'll have to explain away the things that are happening here, right? They have to have an explanation for all the targeting that's going on with certain souls, and they have to normalize it. Like, oh, it's just that person has a disorder. They're not attacking you. They don't mean to. So I was kind of checking it out. You had to know that they really reinforced their control systems before we came here, though. We were definitely expected. So I have lots of, I just wanted to throw that out there. You could look up the year for ADHD and a lot of these other labels. It would be the same. They redid their whole handbook, right? Just for us. Hi, Connie. I'm going to go back to some predictions for the storm in 1 second. I'm just kind of regrouping. I'm trying to figure out what I had to put on here. Hi, Edward. Good morning, Bethany. I just wanted to put some storm information out. So maybe you're not even feeling the energy. It just feels a little heavier here. I'm kind of right on the equator too. So this energy kind of hits in a unique way with where I am too. So maybe you're feeling the energy. Maybe you're not feeling it yet. There's going to be a busy week. Like I said, Wednesday, this energy is going to rock, you know, the core of the earth. I'm excited for it. I live for stuff like this. On Thursday, we have Mercury moving direct, so it's shifting direct now, and as it's doing that, it's really affecting communication. It could be like, you know, this solar energy causes blackouts, power issues, electronic issues, things like that. They say humanity could definitely survive a pole shift, but technology probably won't. So we see that technology is being affected by this increase in energy and things like that too. I've never seen so many Facebook glitches till we just had this Mercury retrograde. And my videos weren't loading, and neither were anyone else's. But I predict a lot of fire energy. This energy from the sun is very hot. And we have a new moon on Friday in Sagittarius, which is a fire sign. So, you know, the combination of the solar energy and that new moon in Sagittarius, I'm predicting crazy fire energy. And we can see that reflected in the earth. I keep on seeing pictures from Australia on fire and places in California like that. So I would expect a lot of fire energy to be hitting this planet. And, you know, I mean, like, you might see literal fires until that water from the next moon kind of storm comes. Heather, hi. Expect rain, fire, and then rain towards the end of the month. I'm reading the comments. How are you doing? I'm excited. I live for storms. I'm going to use it to manifest and do my usual. And, you know, when things are happening to amplify the energy like this, it's really amazing for our manifesting. I'm manifesting all sorts of random stuff over here. If you know me, I have to just stay focused on creating, like, anything, whatever it is. So I'm manifesting. I'm doing some decluttering, fixing up my meditation area, ongoing project. Pyramid live videos coming soon, probably this week. I'm working on finishing up my pyramid for my lives, and I'm real excited about it. I know. Good morning. It's Sunday. I'll be going to do matrix stuff today. And I'll be back for real videos tomorrow. I wanted to check in and just let you know there's crazy things happening with the energy that science can't even explain to us. I want some kind of, I know that most of our information is coming from like intuitive empaths, channels, psychics, mediums, right? Light workers and things like that. I would love to see 3D science catch up at some point. I would love to see that, right? Not just something is happening, we don't know what. So, everyone has to understand that just as we're changing our physical body, the earth is changing too. Like everything about it. In an energy sense. There's some debate that, I mean, I think that the majority of this planet, everyone talks about 3D and 5D, might be almost at a fourth density frequency. And maybe some people didn't notice. We know the negative will ascend to that point too. Yeah, negative entities, demons included, whatever you want to call them. They will ascend with us to a certain point. So a lot of people are talking like 3D, 5D, and things like that. And I think Mike brings up a good point when he tells me that this planet has, they're lucky if they can make it into the fourth dimension first. Everyone's talking about 5D. I see that as maybe like a year away. I see that as we're going through this influx of energy. The earth is actually moving through this influxes of energy. And we really should be on those frequencies in like hitting 2020, the end of this year, wrapping up. This is a very important time for humanity. These past 2 years, this year, we're just wrapping up, and next year, it's a huge cleansing for humanity. Hi, Lynn. Good morning. So, as things are going up with the frequencies, you can expect to see a lot of people. We have a huge Mars and Aries kind of thing happening with this planet, and that energy can make people quick to snap. Level 500, misunderstandings, communication issues. People had to stop taking things so personally. Everyone has their stuff they're going through. And whether people realize it or not, I have to remind people this whole planet is ascending. Things are changing around here. You can look at the state of the planet and you're about to see a lot of that fire energy. You can, fire is a very fast to snap kind of energy, and you can see a lot of riots picking up pace in places like France. And then I had to remind people, get ready for the Christmas terror attacks because the riots aren't working. So this is like a struggle over fear control, right? This is how the controllers like to control humanity, with fear. So everyone will get all excited about Christmas, and just like clockwork, they'll start blowing up cities. They are coming to Paris and London, a city near you, hopefully not. Main target areas of the elite. You're seeing that their shootings and terror attacks aren't working so good either, so they're not happening as much. It's a good thing when they just say, oh, another false flag, oh, some more fake news around here. So they're not working as good. So they're kind of shifting their tactics, where you're not seeing as many terror attacks. You're not seeing as many mass shootings, hopefully, because they're not working. People are seeing through the illusion. How are you feeling with the energy? I'm not seeing a lot of my comments. I'm trying to pull them up. How are you guys feeling? The frequencies are going to go up. You guys are going to want to drink more water. I put out a new vitamin list because I accidentally deleted the pictures and people were complaining to me. So I have a lot of people asking like what each vitamin does. So I wrote a little blurb on there. And, you know, those vitamins, a lot of them have total effects on your body. It's probably the best thing you can do to be making this ascension, is to pull all the garbage out of your body on whatever level. More vitamins with this energy, more detoxing, more herbs, more better foods. I'm trying to think what else. I always say that thoughts have an effect on our frequency. Imagine all this stuff on this planet is giving the earth a frequency. All of us combined, the entire collective consciousness is combining to make up the earth's frequency. So the earth is trying to shake off, just like us, any negativity, programs not serving us, things like that. A lot of people are very content in that prison planet, their dimensional paradigm that we're so used to in those templates. But those templates are changing for the earth too. Just as we're rewriting our programming and our coding and things like that, the earth will go through that same process. Hi, Erin. I'm smoking more. We're talking about fire. What's the best way to combat fire? Water, right? If you are like an Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius, you have a lot of fire in your chart probably, right? People with other areas, you need more water to stay balanced. I'm always saying that's the best thing for fire signs, is to take more baths, get out into lakes, oceans, water. So we can do that too. More water if you guys are feeling ungrounded or whatever. More water, it'll really help balance you out with this energy hitting. I don't know, I'm all for a pole shift. This is something I used to talk about a few years ago when I would do End Time News. And I mean, I'm telling you, like, there's a lot of information that we don't even really know what's gonna happen. And it could go one of many ways around here. It's not something I'm taking off the table. In fact, I'm putting it back on the table after looking at the energy today. I will be all for it. A lot of people are feeling a pull to go live off-grid anyway, without government rule and their own little, you know, oasis. Come on, if you guys had £1 million, what would you do with it? Probably go somewhere remote, off-grid. Unplug. What would you do? So we have these limitations in front of us now. Those are temporary. I think people are feeling that pull anyway to restart. I mean, I hit the reset button on my life. What's to say the earth won't do it too? If I will hit the reset button on my energy in my entire life, what's to say the earth would not do it too? I don't know. I'm not taking it off the table. My husband tells me that the earth holds the sun in place, and I said, I don't think so. I think the aura, the magnetic field, holds things out, protects you like a human. I have to think of it like human terms, like of myself, right? If you want to think of the earth, just think of your own energy and of a person, because we know it's a living entity, and it's really similar. But I was like, I think it keeps things out. You know, so there's holes in the ozone layer, and there's a lot of evidence to show that when these solar winds hit, that areas like California, probably Australia right now, that have holes in their ozone layer, this energy is going to get through and hit them crazier. That's supposed to protect us in whatever level, so there are holes in the atmosphere that are allowing this energy in greater influxes in certain areas. I mean, you could say that's why maybe Shasta has such crazy ley line energy, because there's so many holes in the ozone. It probably amplifies the effect of whatever it was. Good morning. So the frequencies are going up. Our frequencies are going up too. Whatever's happening with your physical body, the earth's going through too. Like I said, you can just look at yourself to tell what's going on. A lot of times when we're getting upgraded, we see the crazy fires happening, like root chakra area. Okay, well, if California's on fire, you can tell something's going on with your root chakra too. And there's a lot of evidence to show that as light workers, we have a lot of root chakra issues around here. We're grounding. Maybe because we're meant to be those wanderers, and we're not meant to always be anchored into one spot doing that 3D prison planet construct in a lot of ways too. I found that, you know, my journey merges with a lot of other people's journeys at times and things like that. It's hard to ground in when there's a lot of uncertainty around us too. Now, fear is the number 2 problem with root chakras. If you're living in America, congratulations, you have a fucked root chakra. You incarnated into that country, or you live there to work on it. So, we need to get, there's a lot of fear in that country. You wouldn't believe the fear people are creating and manifesting. Turn on the news, you can see it all the time, right? Turn on the news, you'll see, if you don't believe me, that people are creating things out of fear. So there's a lot of fear still on this planet that we really need to get rid of. Fear of ascension. I had a lot of fear too when I woke up and I was learning about the spiritual. And I heard that someone wanted to like merge souls with me. I had like this third dimensional religious idea of it, like, you want my soul? Like, wait, what? Like, what? You want my soul? I had a lot of like 3D kind of religious kind of programming that made me kind of like, you know, with those notions of good and evil and all this stuff. So people really had to let go of it too, because you got to understand that there is a Kundalini awakening occurring too, that we have awakenings, Kundalini awakenings, we continue to activate our DNA, expand our chakras. This isn't a one-stop kind of event. We're going to be continually evolving and expanding ourselves. So people have a lot of fear when they start having these crazy kind of spiritual experiences on whatever level. Sometimes people are like, oh my god, you wouldn't believe what happened to me, I felt this crazy, you know, energy, oh my god, and start like freaking out. Let go of any fear when it comes to ascension. These energies have been in some way planned out perfect and they are hitting our body in, you know, the order that we need it to go ahead and activate us and to push us into this ascension. The awakened are doing a lot of spiritual inner work, detoxing, healing, trying to make the world a better place. And those 144,000 awakened are the ones that are shifting this entire planet into those higher frequencies too, on top of it. Hi, Jamie. Heather wants to leave America again. I said I was never going back. People don't believe me ever. Yeah, we decided we wanted to be gypsies, right? I remember me and Vanessa telling her kid that she couldn't find her something like a shirt she wanted or clothes, and we're like, just forget about it, we're gypsies now. Like, just forget about it. Just, you're not wearing that. So, yeah, we're meant to be wandering around and influencing humanity. I know that, you know, as empaths, that we usually want to hide in our houses and in our paradigm and never interact with anyone. Welcome to the second wave. Welcome to being part of the second wave, the ones who do not want to be out changing people's energy and doing things like that. It's usually the ones that are trying to hide inside, right? I just thought it was funny that narcissist, you know, hit the DSM book like right before that entire wave incarnated into here with those empathic abilities, like, you know, in synchronicity with it. I just thought it was funny because, you know, they're going to make your abilities a weakness or an illness. Oh my god, ADHD is an illness. It's a sickness. Something is wrong with you. You are not normal. Bipolar disorder. That's my favorite misdiagnosis of any energy worker healers. We could go on and on. Narcissistic personality disorder. They will convince you that the dynamic entity that is trying to destroy you is just someone with some issues that you can heal. With their labels. And that your kid is damaged and probably won't do good in school without their medications and things like that. So they want to make your abilities an illness, something wrong with you. You'll notice one trait that all those narcissists, we'll call them the narcissists being nice, all of those entities the narcissists have in common is that they will love and let you play the victim. Usually you're playing the victim to the narcissist, and they will eat it up. They will reinforce that. Yes, you're the victim. Yes, you're sick. There's something wrong with you. It's all you. You're crazy. Things like that. They really want to reinforce that victim mentality in whatever regard, that there's something wrong with you because you're an empath and you're taking in all this negative energy and you're getting sick. You must be sick. There's something wrong with you. In fact, they had so many people convinced that the whole world was normal and that we were crazy. In a lot of regards, I see it happen a lot where they are trying to convince people that this reality is normal. And if you're not fitting into it, there's something wrong with you if you're not conforming to Prison Planet. They really have a lot of people convinced of that. They will use drugs to try to make you see their version of reality if you can't. If you're depressed in Prison Planet and you're not seeing it that way, and you're depressed in this world, they will give you some medications to try to help you embrace their perception of reality in whatever regard. There are red flags. Your kids a lot of the time are getting flagged in school systems as being different. Right? It could be they are higher in energy, higher in frequency. They're not willing to sit there in 8 hours. You know, they're bored in school. They will seek out those children. I look at schools as that's what they have them for. So that they have access to your kids when you're not around. And they can give them their little tests, their little creative projects, art projects, you know, sports, so they can go ahead and compete and things like that. They want to see what your kid is good at and what their abilities are. So they give them all these lessons and all this bullshit so they can see what your kid is about. They can find their abilities. Oh, no one gets notified. You just have to come find me. I put out telepathic signals now. But, so we have these psychiatric labels trying to normalize this crazy world. There's something wrong with that person. It's you if you have a problem with it. So it took me a long time to grow into any abilities I had. If I was at a real low frequency, and I would be absorbing low frequency energy, if I was at a low vibe, I would be meeting low vibe people. So until we're at a right frequency, it can feel like that. Like your gifts might be an illness or a curse or whatever, because we had to grow into them. We had to wait for the frequencies to kind of get in a certain range for our gifts to come out, in fact. So it was really hard for starseeds to navigate through these energies, not having their abilities, going through this blind, not remembering who we were, but we should be kind of feeling more like ourselves as these frequencies are going up, more in tune with our abilities. I know a lot of people are having amazing dreams where they're seeing that they have like special powers, abilities in the dream state. And you're bringing back these memories if this is happening to you, because it's where you're headed in this dimension. So, the energies going up are affecting our dream state. I've been practicing lucid dreaming. Again, I told my admins that when I was a teenager, I did have a lot of books on it. I read a lot of books on it. I was a weird kid, right? I was probably like 14, 15 years old. I read a ton of books on lucid dreaming, and they have a lot of exercises where you can practice it. And you can learn how to lucid dream, and you can get really good at it. So I was pretty good at it when I was younger, at going into those areas and controlling the dream state. It's something I set aside clearly, and I'm noticing these energies are really good for dream work. They weren't so good last night, like I said, but they're supposed to be really good, aside from the solar flares, through this month. Like, really good for any dream work. So I'm practicing again, clearly from a different perspective now, though, that I'm real into consciousness. And I had really good success with it the other night, where I wake up a lot throughout the night now with the frequencies doing crazy things. I'll probably wake up like 3-4 times a night maybe with weird energies, right? So I use that as an opportunity to put myself back to sleep, but in a lucid state. And you know, you had to really kind of fight it try to stay there while you're like drifting into that, and you'll have it. You can induce an out of body or astral experience, a lucid dream, things like that. So I had a really good success with it the other night. And you know, you would think that you could control your entire dream state when you're lucid, but I noticed that you can't. It must be really similar to how things work here. I was kind of investigating, digging around how things work. I was very, very lucid in my dream experiences. I could, in fact, go find people that I was thinking of and wanted to go find and things like that. I was doing that. I noticed that there were some restrictions. I couldn't control the entire dream. I tried to do something and I got shot down, like it didn't work. So I figure that if you're aligned with divine will, it will work a lot better, just like this reality, right? If what you're doing is for good or a part of the plan of divine will, there is an override in the dream realm, just like there is here, right? If we want to do some things and maybe they're not so good for the good of all, clearly they won't work out. So I noticed it worked the same in the dream world when I was messing around and playing around and seeing how things work while I was really, really lucid. So I was able to go think of my friend and go hang out with them and have a talk with them that was really healing, because this is someone that I would not talk to in this dimension ever again. And I went and I like apologized to this person, and they clearly didn't care in the dream realm. It wasn't like here where they have those ego restrictions that I can't even talk to them about anything. And it's just so much different when you're having an astral. It's like when you die, it's the pure essence of the person. So it was pretty healing. I had a chat with this person who was someone, like I said, I would not reconnect with in this dimension. And it was pretty amazing. I was like hanging out, and then I decided I wanted to go try it again with someone else. And I thought of them and was able to go into their dream. But I was very, very lucid, like I said, doing this. I've been doing a lot of experimenting with the subconscious and with this energy, and trying to tell my subconscious what to create. Like, we know the conscious mind like can boss around your subconscious. It's like it's like boss of your subconscious. It's like whatever. Your subconscious is always a slave of your conscious mind. So I've been working with my manifesting on trying to tell my subconscious mind what I want to create, and same with my dream work with telling my subconscious that I want to have these lucid dream experiences and what I want to do with it before I go to sleep, which I found is a really good little dream hack too. I told Mike to do that. He's always really jealous of me because he has had astral experiences in his life, but not like me. But I told him he's on medications and that it really blocks your third eye. We know that your third eye is a porthole to these experiences. So he's on pharmaceuticals. And I told him that even weed can really block your dream state and your dream experiences. So pharmaceuticals can shut down, like a lot of people are on medications and they don't remember their dreams ever. Just shuts down that area of the brain. When you are lucid dreaming, when they do scans on people's heads and they're lucid dreaming, it lights up in the third eye area. So if you're having a regular dream, it's going to light up other areas of the brain. If you shift into a lucid experience, you're having kind of a third eye perspective type of dream experience. And that's exactly what we're doing in this reality. We're shifting into a third eye kind of experience, and we're moving out into a different brain state. So you can see that before anything happens here, it plays out in the other realms, like the dream and the astral realms. It has to happen there first, like anything that occurs here. So you can see that things are playing out there first in terms of our abilities, where we're headed, the things we're learning how to do. We're becoming more lucid anyway. Even if you're not doing the same work as me, you're having more lucid dream experiences, whether you remember them or not, because we have to practice waking up in the dream there first before we can really understand waking up in the dream here. So when I'm having this lucid dream experience and I'm trying to create my dream experience, who I want in it, what I want to do, right? And it was really crazy because I was. So guess how you're going to do that? You're going to direct your dream with your mind, with your thoughts. You're going to think about, I want to see this person, I want to do this, and it will just simply create around you, and really fast in the dream state, clearly, right? So that's how it's going to work here, that once we become conscious and lucid, we can actually control and manipulate and direct this dreamscape around us. So many people are asleep though and living unconsciously, and you're not able to do that. It would be like having a regular dream. Those people that are asleep right now in this reality are having that regular dream experience, that they're just responding to everything around them, and they're not actually in control of the reality in any way. They're just responding to whatever their subconscious is creating for them, lesson after lesson. When we awaken, we we are becoming lucid in this dream experience, this reality, right? And we are able to change our entire reality just with our thoughts. It's exactly the same as having a real dream. It's probably why I'm so drawn to those kind of experiences. Most of everything I know about consciousness, it wasn't something I read in books. I had crazy, like out of body, astral kind of experiences and things like that I was going through. And I was having these crazy spiritual experiences. And I'm going to tell you, I sounded crazy when I was just awakening from that third dimensional reality and awakening. I probably sounded really crazy about the things that I was seeing, like seeing in people. I was seeing entities in people, and I was seeing crazy things like visuals. And I probably sounded really crazy when I was going through that third eye expansion kind of period too. We have to remember, not everyone's having the same version of reality around us. We have one subconscious, and we think that we live in this, planet where we're just having this same experience. But I'm telling you, we have our own individual dreams going on, our own little individual realities going on. Listen, I find a lot of you guys in the dream states too. You won't believe how many people wake up and have crazy experiences. I remember some of those meetings with people, and in some of them I've gone when people needed me and been giving them advice or like telling them about helping them heal themselves in the dream realm. I look at it like we're getting put to work there too, that we do a lot of training in our sleep as light workers, because you need to understand that free will is taken very seriously in this realm, and not everyone wants to heal, but guess what? You can heal in the astral. Yeah, the people that are resistant to us here, don't worry, they get healed too. So there's a lot of healing going on in those dimensions because free will isn't at play, right? It's kind of different. They work differently than here. So a lot of you guys are getting called to help people. You might have random dreams where you're with random people you don't even know and you're healing them or helping them in some way. We're doing a lot of teaching in the dream state. I've come and taught some of you guys. You can look at it like downloads. You might not remember it though, right? What if you don't remember? What if I came I've probably come to most of you and I've given you guys some type of information, and I had dreams like this too where I was given, I was actually given codes by extraterrestrials. I did not see the extraterrestrials. I don't remember that part. It clearly got wiped from this lucid dream kind of experience, astral experience I had, and I was given codes. I clearly had the codes and I saw them. I saw what they looked like, and I was going to go deliver them to someone else, right? And I had to, and it was a very lucid experience. So what happens if you don't remember it though? This is the problem. We don't bring back all our memories. It doesn't matter. This stuff is being stored on a subconscious level. It's why you're open to the idea of extraterrestrials, consciousness, the universe, things bigger than yourself. That you might not remember it with your memory. It might not be in your conscious mind, but your subconscious is full of everything. The infinite knowledge of everything that existed from the beginning of time and everything. Your subconscious knows everything I'm going through in my reality because we share a subconscious. I look at that as an area of vast information. This energy is acting like a bridge between our conscious mind and our subconscious mind too, that we're going through the underworld. That means your subconscious, yes, we're voyaging through the underworld, the shitty part of humanity. Call it what you want, right? The depths of our darkness. Seems darker this time of year. Yep. We're exploring the shadows. You can turn on the news if you're in doubt. So I'm having crazy dream experiences. I'm working at it hard too, where, I'm using Reiki for little things. I use Reiki on my entire life. You guys should know that, right? Make my little astral tea, put some Reiki in it. I am really big on putting sleeping spells on myself. I told my husband when he was not being nice to me, leave me alone. I'm putting a sleeping spell on myself and going to bed at like 8 p.m. Leave me alone. I'm putting a sleeping spell on myself, and trust me, they work. You can use Reiki and encode it in ways to bring back your dreams too. I always say I have a ton of selenite. Clear quartz is really good too. Selenite, put it near your bed and around your bed with the intent to bring back your dream memories. We're going to be remembering more and more of this. Your subconscious is communicating with you with all of the synchronicities, magic around you, kind of like a dream, right? You come back from a dream, maybe you saw a bird, you look it up, it has a symbolism. Everything's a dream right here too. Your subconscious is always sending you synchronicities, signs, symbols, leading you along. Now the trick is to stop just being regular dreaming, asleep dreaming, and letting your subconscious create your entire experience and reality, and kind of taking the driver's seat, becoming conscious, and learning how to manipulate and control your reality, you know, getting the experiences you want, which is where we're at. We need a lot more practice too. We're supposed to be practicing manifesting, manipulating the dream. I think we have a lot of negative 3D thinking that is getting in the way, and you know, it takes more time. There's constructs of time here that we don't have in the other realms, right? There's these constructs of time enslaving humanity. I'm really against the calendar system and time. So we have these things. So people are sitting there and they're like, I want my dream house, and they say it once to their they say it once in their conscious mind, and they're not getting it 6 months later. I keep saying you have to be really repetitive with the subconscious mind. That's why my videos are really good, because they go over the same things over and over and over, and I'm reprogramming myself and the people around me by talking about this stuff. So you have to be repetitive. That's why you have to keep focusing on it, talking about it. Instead of saying, I think I might get my dream house, tell your subconscious mind that it needs to create it now for you. I'm sorry, I need this now. You're not getting the message. We need to start having chats with our subconscious mind, kind of on better levels. I have to do that about my Stonehenge trip. I'm sorry, I need this shit now, please. Please create this for me now. We need to kind of get in charge of our mind. We're always thinking, you know, that the universe is going to do this for us. That's why I hate, you know, people praying to Jesus and God to do their shit for them. And they don't understand if it happens, they're doing it. they're usually doing it. So I know that we like to think that we can just pray to our angels and they'll do all this work for us. No, we need to become conscious in this dream. And we need to understand it's no different than when we're dreaming at night. People have such a hard concept with that. Well, where do we go when we sleep then? We go to sleep and we go on a journey through our mind, right? Where are you when you sleep? It can feel really real there, can't it? Some of your dreams are very real. Well, it's no different here. I know we feel dense and that there's different kind of laws of physics at play, but it's not any different. So as these frequencies are going up, we're becoming lighter. When you're having a dream experience, I know I've had dreams where I felt real heavy and couldn't like move in my dream too. I have had dreams like that in the past, but usually you feel really light in the dream state where you could just fly around, run around. You feel really air-like light, right? That's where we're headed with our human bodies, that we're going to keep these bodies and do this ascension, which is unheard of at this point. And as we're going through these energy shifts, like the ones hitting us now, they are hitting our bodies and the cells in it, and we're losing density, that we're going up in frequency, and we're becoming lighter and lighter in every regard. So it's going to become more like a dream state here. Hi, Francisco. We're talking lucid dream, astral, auras, what's happening with the Earth storm. I'm on fire. I'm ready. My mom was a Sagittarius. I can vibe with it. I got a little of that fire in me too. So let's see what's going on around here. We're talking dream experiences. I've been resting more because I like to be asleep. I always say it's my favorite time of day when I go to bed anyway. People are like, what? Yeah, I prefer that realm. I look at it like we're going home. This is Earth school, that we go to school. Like a little kid will go to kindergarten. We go to school here, and then we get to go home to our natural form. You know, the form that we are beyond death. And if anyone is afraid of dying, I think that once you get past the fear of dying, because that's where all fear comes from. It really is the stem of all fear, that we are not immortal and that we will die one day, right? You know, you will die one day. And then they sell you on these Jesus ideas that maybe if you're lucky you'll go to heaven or hell. And they give people so much fear about death. But I'm going to tell you, I've died and come back. I was watching some weird horror movie again last night on the girl that dies and comes back, and I told my husband it's like me, but she's evil. She killed someone and came back, but it's like that with the DMT experience. So I'm talking about it, and there's so much fear about death, but when I experienced it, and I had some crazy, not just near-death experiences where I died for at least 7 minutes one time, which is kind of unheard of to even come back. Like, I'm just shocked that I even came back on any of those crazy journeys. So when I experienced it, it was the same as a dream state. It was exactly the same as a dream state, that we are that astral body. And the problem is that when people are asleep, they become disconnected from that astral body. They stop having those astral experiences, lucid dreams, crazy dream experiences. Like I said, most of 3D doesn't even remember their dreams at all. A lot of them are on medications, have whatever issues they're going through, or people have bad dreams. You know, when you're battling darkness within yourself, it will be reflective in your dream state too. So now that I'm, you know, into consciousness and enlightened, I have really amazing astral dream experiences. But you can see that people with a lot of PTSD or trauma or depression tend to have real kind of negative dream experiences. Good morning. Sending Reiki, Jatone to everyone on this feed. I gotta get some energy out. I was feeling like, okay, well, it's my weekend yesterday. I'm supposed to rest. I'm like, I'm feeling great. I don't even need to rest. But hey, I knew I should just not go live and take a day off. Hi, P. I'm sending crazy love. We need to learn how to get better at. And I knew that years ago when everyone's like, I've arrived in 5D. I'm thinking, I lived in Pittsburgh and they have those big tunnels, right? The big tunnels that go whatever under the mountain. And I remember when I'm driving by there and I'm thinking that we won't have arrived until I can actually change that physical dreamscape, right? I could actually get rid of those mountains and change them into something different, maybe tropical. Like you would in a dream state where you can actually change your surroundings like that. So I know we have a lot more work to do, but I know that's where we're headed because I've seen crazy glimpses of our abilities and the ones we brought and where they will end up. So I know everyone is really gifted around us, but we're just kind of tapping into our abilities as these frequencies are going up and what humanity will really be able to do. Increased telepathy, increased psychic awareness, increased seeing through the bullshit around you, hopefully. Side effects of the frequencies going up. We're going home. I'm never going anywhere. I know. I'm so fun, right? I'm never going anywhere, apparently. I gave up on that notion. I'm sending out crazy vibes before I get off of here. I was ranting about dreams. Seriously, grid around your bed. Grid your bedroom where you're sleeping. Make your space like a temple. Well, how do you do that? Energy-wise, right? What do? I like to burn a lot of incense. They probably do that in temples. They sage a lot, right? Crystals. You get the idea. Those things will really bring the frequency up in your house. People who have never saged their house before. Well, you've had all that energy from the beginning of time in your house. It's a really good way to move the energy. Make sure you guys are saging your space. More crystals, they really help. Just have that intent. Like I said, your subconscious mind is a slave to your conscious mind. It will do anything. If you're sitting there thinking that you're not going to do this, that this is negative, that you're only meeting negative people, that's what it will create. It takes everything literal too. When we say we're dying and sick all the time, yeah, it'll kill you. I'm dying. I feel so sick, right? That's a big one. I used to say I'm dying all the time. 3D matrix terminology. And all of a sudden, your subconscious mind is going to freak out. You won't know it. It's happening internally, programming. And it's going to put in like fucking mission to die program. It's like a computer. It's going to upload anything you're thinking about, right? It's going to upload that programming. So you go ahead and say, I'm sick and dying. It will put that program on for you. So we need to really be kind of like psyching out our subconscious, like, I'm going to win the lottery, the $1 million is on the way, can I go wherever? Start to put a lot better thoughts into our subconscious. It will do anything that you're saying. The problem is it takes a little while for you to see it in the physical. So people are like, oh, I don't know if this stuff works. And they continue to think negative thoughts. And then they don't take into consideration that we're responsible for the state of this entire universe. So better thinking. You're getting this. Mission to die. No more mission to be sick and broke and die, right? 3D missions is to be sick, die, and limited. That's the programming that we're running on. Yes, that's the programming you got from your parents. That you'll always be broke, you'll always be sick, and that you suck at everything. That's 3D programming. That is what is in place for anyone asleep right now, that they can never do anything, and they're never going to do anything. You get the idea. So we need to push past that into abundance. We need to realize that we can easily manifest and draw anything that we need to us in the physical. That we're energy masters, that we have a different kind of energy. We're conscious and we can control this dreamscape. Oh, I'm sending you guys crazy love too. I have to connect. I'm in Facebook prison. I'm in Facebook prison. Let's see what's going on around here. Oh, Francisco's an anonymous now. Can we have a party to celebrate? We're talking about Anonymous, and I gave him the rule list, and we're talking about it because I really like what that organization stands for. I know a lot of activists that are part of that organization, and will always come rescue me anytime I have a problem. and are very supportive of light work or healer missions and things that are for the good of humanity and anything about making this world a better place. So we could have a party to celebrate that. That's awesome. Let's see. Yeah, no one's seeing my posts. I can tell by my video views, but it's okay. You guys know where my page is. I'm putting videos up. I have, you know, accounts on all the other social media like Instagram and YouTube, and I do put all, like when I get off of here, I'll download this video when it loads. Hopefully right away. And I'll put it on YouTube. Like I literally just put them on YouTube. Sometimes Facebook is being weird to me. Like you would think that using someone else's account it would be better, but I'm telling you, Mike says he's shadow banned. Mike says his account is shadow banned, whatever that means, and I've noticed that when I do the same posts in the same areas, people don't see them and things like that, so it could be true. I love it. I draw anonymous weed girls to me. I collect people. I don't know. I had a lot of spiritual attacks when I started my mission, and I decided I was just done taking people's shit around here. So, you know, we never know what's going to happen with the elite in this world and how things are going to play out. I just decided we might need a lot of anonymous weed girls on our team while we're playing healer and things like that. So I put out the vibe, and I attracted so many amazing people. So, I always love that. Matthew Douglas, we're talking about anonymous and how we love what it represents, because we have, I don't know, anytime I've seen like real nasty attacks and things around here like that, anonymous is always real fast to take the side of the light and truth and things like that. And a lot of people don't like what it stands for, but I find it real effective. Their little, their protocols, how they work when they have a problem. I find them quite effective in resolving things. Me and Francisco had someone attacking us, and I'm banned. And so, like, I had this lady, she was just putting my name all over videos. She did like 10 videos just talking shit about me and Francisco. I have no idea why my name got dragged into it. It always does, right? And so Anonymous was quick to tell her, you can't do that. And she gave us an apology, so I thought that was pretty epic, because she was lying about me, personally, and like putting crazy stuff on there. So I really love Anonymous. They're always really fast to come save me if people are assholes to me or treating me like shit or trying to control drama me. And I like what it stands for. So, Anonymous is recruiting, just like the light is, right? We're going to be recruiting Anon weed girls. It's always good to have. Francisco said he made an Anonymous clip yesterday. That's awesome. That's really awesome. Yeah, what I do is I usually just go cry to the right people when someone's being an asshole to me. Like, rule number 3 of the Anonymous. Don't be an asshole to an Anon, because they'll go tell their Anon friends and cry about it and things like that. But I find it's pretty effective. I'm all about it. So we're going to have it a party. We're going to celebrate. I think it's awesome. I just got past taking people's shit. I'm here on my healing mission. I'm not for everyone. I get it. So I'm in my own little space. You don't have to be here. If you don't align with what I'm saying, you don't have to be in the groups with my name on the wall and things like that. I'm open to everyone. I get people have different perspectives. I'm probably the least judgmental person that you'll meet. I know half of our movement is on pharmaceutical drugs, illegal drugs, whatever they're doing. And I don't care. I see past all that 3D bullshit. I don't think you are what you eat or who you're merging or whatever. I'm just not into that stuff. I think that how we're treating people is everything, and the words that we're speaking are very important, and the thoughts that we're having probably more important than anything you could put in your body. I don't care if it's vaccines, garbage food, pharmaceuticals, it's much more important. So I like what that stands for. Truth movements are definitely being infiltrated, I swear to God. It was a problem that I had too, because sometimes I can see too deeply the things around us. Like, swear, sometimes it can feel like, oh God, like I can see a little too deeply. Yeah, they're being infiltrated with a lot of misinformation too. That you have to fit in that spiritual box to be spiritual, right? That you have to be like everyone else. You have to eat food like everyone else. You have to do this. You can't drink coffee. You can't swear. You're not spiritual if you do this. And they want you like in that spiritual little box. And some people want you to be just like that. Some people get real excited. They, you know, eat healthier food choices, but then they feel the need to go ahead and push that belief on everyone else. Just like religion, right? They go ahead and they come up with Christianity. It wasn't enough that they were just Christian. They had to go ahead and make the whole world Christian, right? So, I'm about being yourself and being authentic. I've also come a long way in the time that I've been doing my mission, where I change my perception often. I'm probably much different than when I first started doing videos with my journey and lessons I've been going through, so I'm always continually kind of changing my perspective, and things like that. I'm gonna get off of here now, but I just saw amazing work with all the amins coming together in our areas, and I see so much alignment, like, and then I was getting synchronicities, like, off of my videos where I had 444 comments. I look it up, and it is like, sync, you are aligned with the universe, and I'm feeling really aligned with the people around me. And I know a lot of people are not at that place, and they're still living in separation and arguing with people and not getting along with people, but our spaces are always vibing, and we're always just here laughing and having a good time. I think people just need a little more of a sense of humor around here, and that they're so fast to snap and overreact and take everything personal, and maybe people should just laugh a little more and lighten up and have fun. So there is a word on the street that I must not be an angel ambassador. Well, I'm gonna reply and say, no, I am not. I'm probably a fucking fairy. And fairies are mischievous, so I tend to be mischievous and try to have a good time and have fun. I'm not one of those judgmental angels with eating problems. No, not me. So I might not be, but you know what? Everyone could just lighten up a little bit, maybe call the fairies, play a little more. I find that when I'm fun, I have crazier energy around me, and the universe is aligned with it and will send me interdimensional kind of fun experiences. So have more fun, and guess what? You'll have more of that crazy energy around you. The universe will be aligned with it. You want to go ahead and kill yourself at a job you hate in Prison Planet, sitting in a cubicle dying? Okay, well, the universe is probably not going to be there so much. It's going to be, you know, doing the fun experiences with other people and enjoying the bliss and stuff like that. The universe doesn't want to be miserable either. If you guys are miserable, I see a lot of miserable people around us. If you're miserable, like the person making videos about us, guess what? Ascension is not going to cure that. Ascension, people think like you can go to the drug for the magic pill, or that Ascension will be a cure for how you feel inside. You guys had to work on that, how you're feeling anyway, and overcome that to make this Ascension. Let's see, I think I covered everything. Yeah, we can put that video about me and Francisco in the Mission to Die pile too. That goes in 3D Mission to Die programming. Mission to Die programming. Yeah, we're done with 3D Mission to Die programming. I'm all about living and having a funner life and maybe just creating something better around here. So I am telling you guys this energy is going to hit the planet Wednesday. Expect for all the drama, negative entities to be releasing at that time. You might see it in the news around you, whatever it is. Try to avoid any drama or negativity. We have an interesting month as we get ready to shift into this equinox too. I'm going back to Stonehenge at the end of the month, which will be real crazy. I have other people joining us, and it will be like a really crazy energy. So we know that we're kind of, until the 21st, going to be delving into that darkness even more. The dark shadow side of consciousness. You might be seeing people you want to be nothing like. Old people surfacing from your past that you're looking at probably with hopefully the same perspective. You know, maybe seeing things deeper, whatever it is. We're going to continue through that darker phase until, you know, the sun gets reborn on the equinox and we move more into the light. When I go to Stonehenge, we're not sure when the rocks open. I looked last time I was there, it was the 23rd. And I'm gonna have to ask Dale when they open the rocks, because we have some confusion on it. So I'm going for a couple days at the end of the month, and I'm definitely gonna do a live video there though. It was so wet last time I couldn't, but I really just want to share some of that crazy energy, because it was probably like one of the most spiritual experiences that I've had, going and hanging out and touching the rocks and sending Reiki there and things like that. It was pretty epic. So I'm for sure gonna do a live feed on my regular channel, but I'm gonna try to do like a bunch of photos and video and stuff like that. It was really wet. We looked at the weather. It's not gonna rain this time. Yeah, we're picking out our expedition clothes. We need like heavy duty gear to go there, because we're like, it could rain, it could be snow. This is England, it's freezing here. So we're like getting our gear ready, but we checked, and so it actually should be really clear weather. It might be bigger this time of year than it was the other equinoxes, because those rocks were very important mainly for the December equinox. So it might be like a really big gathering. I saw like 2 years ago they had like 5,000 people there, and so it's probably going to be warmer than last time I was there for the fall equinox. So I'm really excited so I can share some more of that crazy energy. I don't know, I'm going to give a shout out to Anonymous for saving our, not my group, but one of our other groups we play in, their admins. I thought that was was epic. I'm all for the mask. And I think that's about it. I'm going to get off of here, but make sure if you guys are not having my videos load, I am putting them on YouTube too, so I am putting them all on there. I'll be back live again tomorrow. I got to give one more shout out. Matthew Douglas, who, when I first started doing videos, I would say I was a little defensive, since I'm having, you know, the same people attacking me now, attack me all over Facebook and things like that. You're on my block list, I'm banned, but I'm going to unban you, and I think you should hang out with us, because he was a common ally with us in the people that were attacking me and a couple of my admins, and he thought our anonymous clip was epic, he said. I sent it to him from Mike's account because I'm banned. But I think it's awesome. Shout out. It's amazing to see you in our space, and sending love.